welcome back to Cityline. In my kitchen, I have somebody that, well, if I had the chance to cook with her, I would be in her kitchen all of the time because she's so amazing. In addition to being a great cook, she cooks up wonderful programs and guides us in our community. I'm talking about Miriam Barnett, the Executive Director, CEO of the YWCA of Pierce County here in Tacoma. Hello, fabulous one.
Thank you so much for having me today. It's great to see you again, Amanda.
Oh, thank you. It's always great to see you. And even though you're my neighbor, I usually get to see you more in the spring and summer when I'm out walking and also pirating tomatoes from your garden. So, speaking of that, my dear, first and foremost, how are you and your family doing during this pandemic?
Yeah, so I think we're doing the same thing everyone's doing, which is just living day to day and finding ways to keep our spirits up. I find if I really think about what I'm missing out on, I don't do well. So I try not to focus on how things have been and what's not going to happen, and instead focus on what is happening and how I can contribute. And that just keeps me going.
Boy, that is brilliant. I love that. You know, keep the positive and keep that gratitude journal right here in front of you at all times.
That's exactly right.
You know, during these times, as we all look around us, either from our homes or occasionally when we are out and about, I often think about the services that are offered in our community. And for people who have never used the services of the YWCA before, can you give us an overview of what you offer in our community?
Absolutely. So at the YWCA Pierce County, we focus all of our funds on serving domestic violence victims and their families with wraparound services, everything from our emergency 90-day stay shelter, which most people are familiar with, to our free legal services, our free counseling services, our support groups, children's programming. We are really working on prevention efforts, especially in the high schools, because it's our hope we can slow down this pace of domestic violence. There's not a vaccine that's going to end it for us, so we have to do whatever we can to have our future generations grow up differently and have different stories that don't include violence as a reaction. And so that's our goal, is to be as comprehensive as we can. And we will soon be adding to our housing stock as well, which we'll be talking more about this morning, but to add 54 units of housing for homeless families to live in beautiful permanent apartments like all of us would want to do. So that's how we focus our energy and our time. We also have a 24/7 crisis line that anyone can call to get information, whether you're in a domestic violence situation and need help on how to get out, or whether you're a family member and don't know how to support someone who is in that situation, you can call our 24/7 line. And it's prominently on our website, as well as I can recite it by heart. So that's always answered by a person, like I say, any time of the day, any day of the week.
Miriam, listening to you, a couple of things wash over me. Because of the pandemic, I am just assuming that your facility is closed, number one.
Yes.
So number two, how are you assisting those in need?
Yeah, very good question. It's been rough to have to figure this all out, but we're there. So our shelter stayed the same. So let's start with that. We changed a few protocols. We have kept COVID out, which is amazing for a homeless shelter, but it's because everybody has their own apartments and they can shelter in place just like you would in an apartment building. And so we've changed it so only one person in the food bank at a time, one person in the laundry room at a time, with total disinfecting afterwards, one family on the playground at a time, but it's worked. So our staff there continue to do their same schedule, and they are angels. That's all I can say. All of our staff are angels, actually. Our legal program, our counseling program, and our support groups have all pivoted to being virtual, which for some people actually removes barriers. They don't have to find parking. They don't have to have a car or take a bus to get to us. And so there's some benefits there. And some, even when we can go back to having face-to-face clients come into the building, we will probably continue these confidential virtual platforms as an option, just to be able to offer that as well. So there's a little blessing that we wouldn't have gotten here if we weren't forced to. The only program we have that is still really more difficult to do virtually is our children's program. And partly it's because kids are now on their devices all day long going to school. So they don't necessarily want to come back in the evening to be, or their parent doesn't want them to. So we're having more challenges with that program. But the prevention program, we're still doing virtually. Everything else we've been able to pivot.
As you said so beautifully, that's one of the blessings of COVID. There are ways that once we are all healthy enough to be together, I believe that we'll have a hybrid of how we provide services to people. Because as you said so wisely, it is removing those barriers that exist that allow people to raise their hand and say, I need help. Now, speaking of raising, let's talk about raising a building, because we've got construction coming along in your new housing project for victims of domestic violence. I was just down there, I think about 2 weeks ago, and I could not believe what I saw. So fill us in.
Yeah. Well, if you want to come see something beautiful, just drive by 4th and Broadway, and you will see a fabulous apartment building going up. It's actually almost done. So the scaffolding is almost completely down now, so you can actually see how beautiful she is. The one thing that isn't up yet, but will be soon, is this beautiful artwork by Claudia Rettenauer from Ywca Tiles. So we are going to add a lot of art features to this building for the public and also for the tenants. And those are the last things that will get done. So stay tuned for that. But it is absolutely coming along beautifully. We are on schedule, believe it or not. Even with COVID, that was challenging, but we work with a great team. Corsmo Construction has been stellar. The safety director there is keeping people safe, and I so appreciate him. So we have been able to continue construction. That's huge right now for us, because we really need this building to open on time for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of pieces that have to come together in a project like this that's for homeless families. Because of the funding sources that we are using, for instance, they dictate a lot of what we can and can't do. So we are just keeping our fingers crossed, but we're getting so close. Right now, we're scheduled for substantial completion for February 6th. And the units, we've already gone out to the homeless community. We currently have 194 people on an interest list for 54 units. And they're being interviewed by our management company right now as we speak. And so probably by the end of this month, all those apartments will be full and waiting for tenants. So it's an avalanche of need right now.
Wow. I have gone through my own professional life, a huge remodel of a huge facility. And as you were narrating this, I was checking off the boxes in my list of what I had learned from that. But this is not your first rodeo when it comes to opening up, building from the ground up building. So there's another piece that we need to talk about, and that's the Home at Last Adopt a Room program. Because yes, we are going to have families that have a place and they are ready to go, but that doesn't mean the apartment's ready to go, does it?
Exactly. That's exactly right, Amanda. And I started thinking about that one night. And I thought about how, dish soap and toothpaste, and I mean, everything you need to make your first home a home. Or maybe you had a home and lost it, but you've been homeless. You're not just moving from one house to another with all that cleaning supplies and towels and toothbrushes and everything you need to make a house a home. And so then I came up with this idea, well, let's adopt the rooms out. So we have everything from studio apartments to 3-bedroom apartments. Because with domestic violence, you see large families sometimes. It's not always the woman's choice, mind you. And so we have 3 different rooms, bathrooms, kitchens, and bedrooms. And 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large. And then to go with those 3 sizes of rooms and 3 different rooms, we have lists of things we're asking people to purchase by adopting that room. So for instance, if you adopt a kitchen, you're going to be getting a pot and pan set for this family. You'll be getting dishes and silverware. How many? Depends on if it's a studio or a 3-bedroom. That's your choice. So I'm going in with my book group, for instance, so we can adopt a larger family, a larger room, because there's more of us to contribute. We also will have on our website soon, we will have links to Amazon wish lists where you can just click a link for whatever size room on whatever room you're adopting, and the shopping will be done for you and sent directly to us. So for those who want to shop and have that fun feeling of like checking everything off the list themselves, that's an option. For those who aren't getting near stores right now, we've got an option for you. So we're just trying to make this really doable and to have groups of people. That's what I'm hoping. Individuals, great. If you want to adopt a whole room yourself, I love you for that. But I'm hoping businesses and book groups and faith communities kind of want to go in and do this together, because guess what? You are helping a homeless family have a home and start it out with new. This is all new, by the way. We're not looking for used. We want our homeless families to feel like they are valued by our community by providing them with the best we can provide them with.
And they deserve that so much. I mean, all you have to do is look at the headlines and see what's recently happened here in Tacoma, in a homeless encampment, to know that homelessness is still a #1 priority that we have to get ourselves around and start marching toward that solution as a community. So this is one way for us to do that. I want to do a quick plug before I ask how else our viewers can help. You have a gala that's bookmarked for February coming up. Give us a few teasers, but we're going to have you back on for that in January.
Okay, so February 6th is our big virtual gala called GLAM, which we've been doing. This is our 9th year, but usually it's an in-person and we have a great time. Of course, none of us are experiencing those kind of events right now. So our event is going to go virtual. What I'm working on is finding a platform. We're getting pretty close, so that everyone can see everybody at this event. So we're still all together, and you can chat with a friend, and you can get in a breakout group with the table that you're at. But the theme is all around love. Isn't that beautiful? Especially for us, because our work really is about love. That's what it's about. It's about healthy love. And the reason is our event is a week before Valentine's Day. So we are going to make it so easy for people to purchase Valentine's packages that you just come pick up and your gift is ready for whoever you love. So that is going to be the theme and the fun that we're going to work around. And we welcome people to support us in that way.
Well, there'll be more information about that as soon as we get closer to that date. And of course, no gala, no glam would be complete without the Miriam Barnett basket of chocolate, which I have bought 3 years in a row now. I run in my heels. I almost knock people out of the way. So tell me that will be available.
That will definitely be available. That's actually part of my cooking therapy, is making chocolates for this event. And so, yes, we will have at least a basket of homemade chocolates, if not more.
Well, I want to say thank you so much to you for your time. And I want to encourage people to go to the website and to give generously, and to adopt a room, and to make those reservations for February 6th when they can. And is there any other way our viewers can help before I say goodbye?
Just go to ywcaprescounty.org, and our website has all sorts of ways you can help. Mostly GLAM being success for our budget is very important. And then make my dream come true and adopt these rooms. Oh, that would be my main request right now. Yeah.
I love that. Miriam, thank you so much for being here, and happy Hanukkah.
Really appreciate you.
Right back to you, my dear. We have much more to come on Cityline. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. Don't go away.